Great property there in Prospect, and a couple of good salespeople too, Lou.
Absolutely, Tim, yes. Recommend them.
Absolutely. Look, over the last couple of weeks through the Christmas break, we've had a number of emails come through, so we'd like to deal with a couple of them now. One particular from Aaron Millsberg, which caught my eye, in regard to precautions which can be taken during open inspections to ensure that valuable items don't go missing. Any thoughts on that, Lou?
Well, certainly, Tim. One of the things we do is as you know, we talk to the owners before we sell the property, and we ask them to look at those items that are tempting, and perfumes, CDs and things like that. And we certainly ask them to put those things away. And also valuable items. You might have a porcelain bowl or something that could get knocked over, and it's not just stolen, it could be damaged. So put them behind glass.
The pocketable items, obviously, that sort of thing, which is sensible. And of course, it's not just the monetary value, it's perhaps things that are sentimental that
that's right.
for no particular reason might go walking.
Yeah, so sometimes you go into these lovely homes where they've got all of the porcelain things on the mantelpieces and they look absolutely fantastic, but you hate to think what you'd have to do to explain what happened through one of the opens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anything go missing that you're aware of at an open inspection?
Well, I have, and it was a long time ago, and I remember the owner said to me, oh, you know, we had something missing and it was a bottle of port. And my first thought was, I couldn't imagine how someone would be, whether they put it under their coat or in their bag or handbag, but anyway, we never found it, so we can only assume that it was taken.
And it would be rude to ask whether you got thirsty during an open, of course.
Well, that would be rude, yes, Tim. Yeah.
And just out of interest, I had one about 15 years ago now, I guess, and it was a bit bizarre because back in the days of video cameras when they were rather large, apparently one went missing from an open inspection that I had. And,
and did you find it?
Well, no, but I'm assuming that the insurance company made a payout for the owner, so it was might have been a bit dodgy, that one.
And one thing, I guess, for the owners to, just as a reminder, to make sure they do contact their insurance company and let them know.
Very good point.
Because you really need to have them aware of the fact that you'll have open inspections, but you want to be sure that you're covered.
Yes, well, you're inviting people into your house, so you want to know that your insurance company is comfortable with the process and that the cover is in place regardless of the process you're undertaking there.
Yes, that's right.
We do have another email that is worth going through. It's a bit of a long one. Natalie Wilson asks, with the current market conditions suiting investors more than first home buyers, does this change the effectiveness of auction campaigns, and do auction campaigns scare investors?
Yeah, so an interesting question, and my first reaction was that I don't think the investors would be scared off by the auctions generally, so I'm not sure. We might need to talk to Natalie a bit more about what her concerns are. Normally your investors are those who are calculating and they know what they're looking for. They're not quite so emotional, and the auction process, I would have thought, wouldn't be scary to them.
Yeah. The other thing that struck me was that whenever we set about selling any property and one we're taking to auction, we're acting for the owner as our client, and I guess we're trying to create an environment of competition. So
and sort of a sense of urgency too.
A sense of urgency, so that things can get on and get moving. So.
That's right.
Hey Lou, thanks for joining me. It's been fun again today.
Yeah, we'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. So before we go, let's have a look at some of the hot properties that are coming onto the market this week. what a great way to kick off the first live show of the year. Lots of good interviews and terrific properties. Next week, with the summer break still happening, we're heading down the Fleurieu to have a look at some stunning homes in that direction. And on SA's finest, we'll be down at Clayton Bay having a look at a spectacular home there. We're glad you could join us. Please join us next Wednesday at 1 o'clock on TOOP TV.